we do so many great things here well, and I think the most important part for me is just coming in, keeping the pace high, using my speed and ability to better get in the paint and get those guys.
I feel so bad for Westbrook because this season he didn't play like his first season with the Lakers. I understand. I understand he was not playing good, but he did not deserve near as much as the hate that he had. Trae Young and Trey Lance unfortunately got the same type of hair. I wish I knew who Trey Lance was.
These shots, I think, where I can help out a lot, and everything else, man, I'll fit right in and continue doing what they have going on right now, and everything else will play out itself.
We all knew how bad the Lakers trade for Russell Westbrook was before he even played one game with them. But I believe his departure in February further solidified how unnecessary of a move it really was. I said in multiple videos last year about the Lakers, you can't blame Russ specifically because he didn't trade for himself. The Lakers made that impulsive move, and it exposed all of Russ's deficiencies. It made the team collectively look bad because they lost all their depth for a terrible fit, and it stopped all the positive momentum they built as a team, hence all the success they had prior to that unnecessary trade. But I want to talk about Russ now with the Clippers because it's literally been the polar opposite. You have to give Russ credit because he's been really good for the Clippers, especially as of late, mainly because they have him in a completely different way than the Lakers did. Russ didn't suck up all of their cap.
We're playing the Celtics. We're not making out the first round. What are you talking about? We're playing the Celtics. The most I'll give them is one game, but we're not making out the first round. And if we beat the Celtics, I ain't gonna lie, we beat the motherfucking 76ers. That motherfucker ain't have to move at all. That motherfucker Russ don't have to move at all. Hawks got in 7. Nigga, I'm one of the biggest Hawks fans, and I know that shit's not true. What the heck? Celtics in 4. Oh, hell no. In 5.
In fact, he's not even making $1 million with them. They have multiple shooters to complement his drive and kick style, and they're not so dependent on Russ's productivity because they're one of the deepest teams in the NBA, unlike the Lakers. With the Clippers this season, in a pretty significant
Clippers is deep.
Sample size. Look at his first 21 games there, and look at them last year with the Lakers. With the Lakers, he led the team in total minutes because their two best players were brittle. He averaged the second most minutes a night.
I ain't gonna lie. The Lakers look kind of... I gotta look at... it makes sense now. 16, 7, and 5. 29, and 8. 5 turnovers, 3 turnovers. If they could sweep the Nets with the Avengers, they can do it with Trey. But we got DeJounte. No one beats DeJounte.
Played the most games, and he had the second highest usage rate. Again, with them already destroying their depth for Russ, they relied heavily on his services with already a bad fit, and it was a disaster. With the Clippers, he's 5th in usage rate. They don't really need him to play as many minutes, and they used him effectively in spurts, especially when they were whole. But even with that being the case, I don't want to poo-poo what Russ has been doing because he's actually been best for him when needed most after Paul George got hurt. Since PG went down, they've asked more from Russ, and he simply produced. They have one of the best records in the league since Paul's injury, in which they've needed all of those wins, maybe except that last one, I ain't gonna lie. When Paul George went down, literally 2 games separated the Clippers at that time as the 5th seed from the 10th seed, so they really couldn't lose any games. And if you want to know how important Russ has really been for the Clippers, just listen to all of...
They did, but Russ, like he said, when it first mattered, when it really matters, Russ shows up with the Clippers. Now, I'll give it to you. I think he was just trying to learn the flow with the team. The first 6 games, though. They are in a comfortable spot. 6. Well, them niggas finna get fucked by the Suns. But yeah.
Before Russ joined the team, they were one of the slowest teams in the league. Since PG's injury, they play at a top 10 pace. Also, they have the 3rd best offense in this span, the best true shooting percentage, the best field goal percentage, the best 3-point percentage, with 7 players shooting 40% from deep. And guess what? Including...
Fuck you. Hell no. Hell no. Warriors not going back to the finals, man. Suns finna fuck them up. Exactly. Suns. And watch Chris Paul's gonna choke. Devin Booker's gonna choke. Watch it.
Russ. This season, their top net rating lineups both include Russ, so he's quite literally been a net
But they
positive
don't
for
got
that
Kevin
team.
Durant on
Even
the
sharing the
team.
ball.
Kevin-
Before they got Russ,
Kevin
they were
Durant.
top 25 in team assists. Since Paul George's injury, they've been top 7. It's always a major adjustment period for teams when adding Russ. But after those early hurdles,
facts.
they
That's
benefited
facts.
tremendously from adding him. And
Yup.
I got to give him his credit. But also the Lakers. They've benefited just as much, if not
y'all can
more,
get
from
over the
losing
Kings,
him
I think y'all
and
gonna
adding
win the Kings,
way better fits. The trades, we know by
Vando
now. They've
is a
been
big
phenomenal.
part.
D'Lo, he's been extremely efficient for him. And
Not
he's
yesterday. That nigga was fucking shit up.
been a really good shot creator for his teammates.
But D'Lo
Jared
just
Vanderbilt
inconsistent.
and Anthony Davis, they're both top 5 in individual
Yeah.
defensive ratings since the trade. The Lakers have the best defensive rating in the conference since the trade. And with the spacing they added, they've
With Malik
risen
Beasley.
significantly as a shooting team. So
Yeah.
the trades, they've been incredible. But to me, most importantly, with Russell Westbrook gone and LeBron's injuries and even D'Lo being in and out,
LeBron, man.
they got to see the true full potential of Austin Reeves. Since
did.
March 1st, where LeBron
Austin Reeves is the new Jordan Poole. And what I mean by that is the new young talent that people don't know of, and then they find out and they start like getting put on.
got injured in this span, D'Lo has been in and out, and the opportunities opened up for Austin.
Same
Look
with
at what he's
Jalen
been
Brunson.
doing in this span. In
I
fact,
feel like-
since
oh,
March
well,
1st,
never mind. They
a
not even
20-game
in the
sample
playoffs.
size for him, by the way. Look who's been the most efficient scorer with his point per game averages or more in this span. That's actually insane. At the
Yup.
time
Chad,
of
who
the
y'all
trade
think gonna win
deadline,
Bulls versus
the
Raptors
Lakers, they were
and
the
Thunder versus
13th seed,
Pelicans?
5 games below 500 and on pace to win 37 games. Since the trade deadline, they have the best record in the conference, the best defense in the conference. They made the highest play-in seeding, and Rob, he gave LeBron a chance at his 5th championship. He gave him a chance.
A chance.
The Atlanta Hawks.
All right, man. Talk about him. What do you guys say? Chop, what you think you gonna say, man? OKC? Okay. All right. I think OKC also gonna win because it's Shea first time. Pat's the champ. He's the GOAT at playing. He's a playing GOAT. All right, what does he got to say about the Hawks? Let me turn that bit all the way up.
May really be the most mid-average team
No, we're not doing this. We're just not gonna do this. We're just not gonna do this. First, second, and mid.
in NBA history, like dead ass.
NBA history? No.
Trade for DeJounte Murray looks bad only because you gave up 3 picks and a swap.
What? What is he? He's chatting. I went 41. I know. But like, we would have been over mid. We would have been over 500 if we won that Celtics game when our bench was playing. We didn't have our stars in. Then y'all wouldn't have called us mid. Let's be honest. Bruh, DeJounte has been playing amazing for us. When you see the eye test, this nigga's playing amazing. So don't be trying to say nigga acting like mid is bad. It's not. But like, it's not good either.
Yes. The trade for DeJounte Murray looks bad only
No, it doesn't.
because you gave up 3 picks and a swap for him, and the team didn't get better at all. And your best
What? What is this man on? Our team did get better. You have why not Reek playing on your court? Exactly. I be calling that nigga Reek. So like yesterday when they were playing, we was watching it. I call that nigga Reek.
regressed. I'll compare this trade to the Cleveland Donovan Mitchell trade only because it feels the exact same in theory. You paired your point guard with another ball handler in the backcourt in hopes that he will better the offense collectively, but most importantly,
Don't say he don't, cause he do. Nigga be getting steals. He be getting offense going. I mean, Trae Young gets the offense going, but DeJounte helps it too. Like helps it more than anybody else on the court.
create better looks and efficiencies for your point guard. Look at Cleveland and Darius Garland, and look at Atlanta.
10 assists. 20, 28, 26, 40.
And Trae
Oh damn, we was better last year. Fuck.
Young, even with the presence
We're gonna bounce
of
back.
Murray, Trae really hasn't developed into that
So you gonna blame the Hawks on because of Trey's been playing bad?
off-ball player that people thought he possibly could. And
Yeah,
he went from having
I see
career highs in efficiencies last year to having his worst since his
Damn,
rookie season
I did
this
get on
year.
board real
And when I say this team is mid, I mean they're mid in every single way you possibly
Alright, bro. Get the dick out your mouth, bro.
can be mid. 500 total record, 500 versus the East,
Fuck.
500 versus the West. Mid
Fuck.
in point differential, mid in rebound differential,
God
blocks,
damn,
steals.
God
Like, they
damn.
don't do anything above average besides score, but they're so bad defensively that it actually offsets.
We are.
They score
Yesterday we wasn't. We got them rebounds too. Come on now.
some of the most points per game, 118 points a night, but they also give up some of the most points per game, 118 points per game. And also with how improved the
keep
East has
Okongwu, though.
become, especially at the top, the Murray trade looks bad because
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
didn't make them any better, and financially it's a disaster. Think about it like this.
Watch next season. Because to be honest, we had Nate McMillan for most of the season, and we only had Quinn Snyder for like maybe 20 games.
After this season, you still have 4 more years of Trae
God
Young on that
damn.
massive deal. 3 more years of Josh Collins on what looks to be an overpaid
Josh Collins.
contract. 2 more years of Clint Capella and 4 more years of DeAndre Hunter on that sizable deal. And you still have to pay DeJounte Murray after next year. That's a mess.
Look, damn, that nigga Bogan.
Eventually, I think they're going to have to decide between Trae and DeJounte Murray. I don't think they can keep them both. The New York Knicks, they were kind of laughed at this offseason.
Nah. That boy's a shooter, and he can get. Clint was a demon yesterday. Did had 28 boards, 21 boards, something. He had 20 boards. But if we being honest, the Heat was not getting rebounds. Like them niggas wasn't even playing hard for real. Kyle Lowry was the only nigga that cared.
Specifically for missing out on Donovan Mitchell, who wanted to be a Knick. But alongside the Cavs, to me, they won the offseason. For New York
They
this
did.
season, Jalen Brunson
But New
has had a
York
10-game impact on
been
their
playing
record.
really
Julius
good.
Randle's contract went from looking bad last year to most
They're good
definitely
again.
justifiable now with Jalen Brunson.
They're good again.
And most importantly, they elevated all the
But y'all think gonna win the Cavs versus Knicks series? I got Knicks. No, I got Cavs. I got Cavs. Because of their defense.
way up to 3rd offensively, 18 spots up from last year. That's actually insane. Jalen Brunson has the 4th most clutch points this season, above D. Mitch,
Yeah,
and he may be on the
I got
most
Cavs at
team-friendly
7, not
contract,
6.
maybe in the sport. This year, Jalen Brunson is in the 50s in annual salaries. Next year, he'll be 49th. For a team that already has some pretty bad deals, if you ask me, Evan Fournier, RJ Barrett, I'm just not
They
a
don't
big
even
fan of.
play Derrick
They
Rose.
needed a team-friendly deal like Brunson, and he's already outplaying the contract he's on. I guess we'll really see who won the offseason in the first round, but Jalen Brunson was a bigger pickup than anybody thought he'd be, especially
Now me, I told you Jalen Brunson was hard when he was on the Mavericks. I knew he was hard before he was even in the playoffs with him. But hey, no one listens to me, bro. I knew he was tough, and I was like, New York picked him up once they dropped Kemba. Well, Kemba didn't even play for the rest of the half season. But, you know,
the Mavericks. And lastly, the KD Suns trade, it
motherfucking Lakers signed Tristan Thompson and not Dwight Howard. These niggas is trolling.
was a win-win. I told y'all,
Look
and
at the
some
sexy
people
brothers.
disagreed in the comments, and that's cool. I didn't think Brooklyn got fleeced because they got back valuable
didn't.
pieces and assets given that terrible situation they were in. For KD, a mega superstar averaging 29 points a night, and he's injury prone. Brooklyn got
Yes.
back the exact opposite of KD injury-wise. He's younger, he's one of the best two-way players in the league, and he's probably taken the biggest leap offensively
That nigga
this
fucked my
season.
heart up.
Bro, I love Kevin Durant. Like, if y'all didn't know, he's one of my favorite players in the league.
Oh, he's my
But
favorite
in his
player.
3.5 years with Brooklyn, do you know the most amount of consecutive games played he's had with Brooklyn? 27 games.
Yeah, he does
Obviously,
get injured a
he
lot,
was great
bro.
in those games. Like,
He
he's
was.
KD.
'Cause
But that's
Kevin
how many
Durant-
games
Exactly, and niggas acting like the Suns not gonna win. My nigga, this is Kevin Durant. If he stay healthy, but he not up there with Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis gets injured every 2 games. But
He's
if he
played
stay healthy,
straight for Brooklyn, and he's missed 151. And Mikal Bridges 2 months with the Brooklyn Nets, and I know that last one was cheap because he only played 4 seconds to keep his streak going, but it still technically stands. You know the most consecutive games he's played for the Brooklyn Nets? 27 games, just like Kevin Durant. I know Mikal isn't KD, like literally nobody is. But since being a net,
Facts.
he's averaged an efficient 27 points a night.
Damn,
The Nets,
27?
they were able to hold
60%?
on to a secure playoff spot post KD trade. Cam Johnson is averaging his career high in points with the Nets. And kind of like Jalen Brunson, Mikal is on a pretty team-friendly deal, giving his services on both sides of the court. Okay, by now, Brooklyn, they know they messed up by getting Ben Simmons. Like, he's probably on the
Ben
worst
Simmons
contract
suck,
in the
bro.
sport. But at least with Mikal, you get what Ben was supposed to bring you defensively in a scorer's body. Also, you have 4 of the Suns' picks and a swap, so that helps.
no, it's Kevin Durant trade. This is the Kevin Durant trade, not Miguel.
Also, you have 4 of the Suns' picks and a swap, so that helps. Again, given that mess of a situation they stood in 3 months ago, the Nets came out pretty good, if you ask me. If you guys like this video, If you made it this far, comment
Video,
something.
You was chatting, but not chatting about the Hawks. But you know, anything about my Hawks? Russ, switch. All right, but yeah, that's a pretty good video.